Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about collisions and we're going to be using something called forever and if. Now they are located in the control scripts, and forever and if are quite important for anything that you want to do in a game that's a little more complicated. Forever allows you to repeat an action over and over again, just like the repeat function over here. So for instance, if I connected it up to something I made earlier with a character that can move up, down, left and right, I could put when the green flag is pressed, it could carry on moving 10 steps repeatedly. Now if we give this a try, when I press the green flag, it will keep going. I can even add, if he hits an edge, he'll bounce. So for instance, that just keeps happening forever and ever. We could even add in something else, just a sequence of events of him doing something over and over again. But we'll take that out for a second. The reason we want to use this is in combination with another one called if, where if something happens. So we're going to create an item that this cat can pick up at the moment. So I'm going to pick from existing images. I'm going to pick, say, a set of bananas, an item here. At the moment it doesn't have any script set up for it, but the cat's all set up so that when the green flag is pressed, he'll start in the center, he can move up, down, left and right. Now for the bananas, we're going to set up a script where when the game starts, he will appear, or the bananas will appear. And that's using a show script from the looks. There's show and hide, which decide whether or not the object is visible to you or not. And we want basically the cat to be able to walk into that, and when it's picked up, it to go invisible. So we're going to add in an if statement. Now if allows something to happen if a certain criteria is met. So in our case, we're saying if the cat touches the bananas, then the bananas will disappear. So we're going to add that end bit first. That to begin with, it will be showing, and if something happens, it will hide. So we need to have something happen. We're going to go to the sensing bar of scripts for this, and at the top there is an option to either be touching a color or touching an object. In this case we're going to select sprite 1, which is the cat, and drag that into the if statement. So now at the moment it says if it's touching sprite 1, the cat, then it will be hidden. Otherwise, when it first appears, it will be visible. So we'll try connecting this, and at the moment, nothing will happen. This is because it only checks it once. It will only disappear if it's right on top of it. But in our case, this will not be too useful. So what we're going to do is add in a new script, which includes forever. So it will keep checking over and over again whether or not the object is touching. We also have to include a different location so it's not right on top of the cat, for instance. So I'm going to add it in at 150 and 150, which should put it somewhere in the top right hand corner. There you go. So right now I've run the script again and it's appeared, but now it's forever checking. We know that's working because it's enveloped in that white light there, which means it's checking over and over again if it's touching or not. And we can see when we walk into it, it disappears. So it's doing that at the moment, and it's checking that over and over again. And the only time it will show again is when we press the green flag, and it does show all over again, because we can see that's separate from the forever loop. Now another way this can be done, or used, is also for a maze, for instance, to restrict where the character can go, because at the moment he can move in any direction, and our background is white. So I'm going to add in a new stage background. All I'm going to do is fill it with black, let's say, and then allow for almost Pac-Man type corridors that you can walk amongst. So for instance, we'll just start him over here, and that'll be a place where the bananas go, but otherwise he should be restricted. So we're going to move him over to here. He's a little bit too big, so we're going to use the shrink sprite button and shrink him down to a reasonable height. And also his script was originally set up for him to be right smack in the middle, but instead we're going to use minus 154, minus 107 on go to X and Y. So he's meeting the X and Y coordinates here and here. So whenever the game starts now, he will appear here. But we're going to give him a forever loop now. So when the green flag is pressed, it will keep doing something, like say if, and we want if he touches the colour black, he'll bounce back, because at the moment he moves 10 steps in any direction. So we're going to use sensing again, but instead of an object we're going to use a colour. Now we'll come up with this pipette tool where you can choose a colour. So in this case I'm going to choose black. So it says if it's touching the colour black, something will happen. Now at the moment nothing happens because we haven't programmed anything to happen yet. But we're going to say in this case at the moment, whenever we're moving, we take 10 steps. See, up, down, left, right, we take 10 steps. So we're going to say take minus 10 steps. So we'll undo any step we take if we accidentally walk in. Let's give that a try. And we can see you can't get by. Only little times where that's a little bit buggy, but otherwise should work fine. And we can see he can't move around too easily unless he wants to get to there. So there's two ways of using the script. One is in an object, making it appear or disappear, for instance, or another is restricting its movement, say undoing some movement and restricting them to just a particular area. There's other ways to use forever loops later on, but I'll be going into that details in the next coming weeks. So give this a try yourself and see if you can include it in your game.